Qualdor, what's up, man? Some figure drawing class. It's nice to see the other side of you. Good. Excellent. I used your intro too, which I've been wanting to do because I actually really like it a whole lot. And then how could I do better? I know that's coming, which is good. I need that. Wrong angle. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the problem was I forgot to put that in. You're right. I agree with that. I forgot to mention that, and that was actually a big part. And maybe I should not have put that in because I still want to revisit side size. I want to get more loose with what I do instead of being so strict with myself and just be like, all right, I feel like doing another side size video even though I just did one. And I'll do one, and maybe it's not 15 minutes. Like, I actually wanted this one to be quicker. Okay, good. That's good feedback. Thank you. That's good. Shit. Messing that up. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's good to post a video. Yeah, I'm doing my best to get back on that, you know? Yeah, I need to start working on the next one that I'm going to be doing this week. That's what I need to do. Just get it going. He's doing okay. It's just like um, I don't know if they're doing their job over at the place where he's doing rehab because they don't say anything. They think that like they're totally fine with like the physical therapy doesn't really communicate with the nurses. The nurses don't know what's going on. We haven't really seen much progress with Dad, and we can't get any information. And the whole system here is really messed up, Queldar. The mentality of elderly here is a very bad mentality. There's no respect. So, and you have good nurses and you have bad nurses. Well, he had fallen, and so he's in rehab right now because he had to have his head drained because he had bleeding, and so it's kind of that's the deal. It sucks, but I think he's whoops. I kind of messed that up. I think he's going to be okay, but it's hard to tell. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a little frustrating because I always feel like this stuff can be avoided. I know I get old people fall, but this could have been avoided, which I won't get into. But it's a little frustrating because this sounds bad, but people don't know how to think. Like, it's common sense. People just don't use their heads, and shit happens, and it's unnecessary. And it's frustrating for me because, it's just for obvious reasons. Yeah, but like it seems like y'all have a good mentality where you live on, taking care of the elderly and such, which I think is very important. I mean, yeah, it's been on my mind today a little bit. I had a conversation with my mom this morning. It was so just I don't know. Like the way that a lot of these places are run, it's by people who just want to make money off of either the insurance that people pay or the families who are paying out of pocket. They want to make money, and it's not organized. You can tell that their goal is just to manage people to their deaths. It's not to get them back on their feet. It's really messed up. Yeah, I can see that. And people are people. It's not just country per country, but yeah, like I think, though, when you said, the families take care of their elderly, right? And a lot of families do here too. It's not like, but there's also this mentality where, oh, well, they're old, let's put them in a home and just let them sit there. It's not good. Because he's there because of that. He fell because, he wasn't getting any exercise, and I couldn't undo the damage fast enough, and the Dutch side leaves them in homes, yeah. And I'm sure they probably have a lot of issues as well. Is there a lot of neglect and such? Your Jamaican side? Okay. See, the Jamaicans, seem to have the right mentality. I don't know. And I get when you get older, you don't want to be a burden to your family and such, but I never looked at Dad that way. Yeah, it doesn't. If you look at him like a burden, he's going to be a burden. It's just like anything. It is what you make of it. And, you know, there's sacrifice and such, but it's good to take care of your elderly. Too many old people, yeah. Yeah. And look, it's hard. Not everybody can take care of them. I mean, you know, if you're a woman who's aged, who has a husband who, especially with dementia, who still has his strength though, that's a very hard thing if you don't have somebody helping you to watch after them. That's a very hard thing. A lot of people are in very bad places. They need help, which is why it's even more of the shame that there's a lot of sharks out there who kind of like screwed up the whole system because of that, right? It's like they just want to make money, and so they cut costs, and that's cutting care, and then you end up with a lot of issues, you know, neglect. People are hired because they're cheap, but they don't know how to work. They don't have a good work ethic. You know, they're cheap for a reason, and you know, people at the top, I think for the most part, it seems they make these decisions, you know, saying, "Oh, it's a business." It's not about the care, but they'll promise the care, and that pisses me off. I don't like that, you know. And the people who have to suffer are people like my dad, right? My mom. It's a bunch of bullshit. So I don't mean to bring you down. It's going to be a quick stream today. I'm kind of in a mood. It's not why I'm not going to stream a long time though. I have stuff I have to get done too at the same time. The thing is, the demand is so high now that they can get away with that. If demand was lower, we could be more selective. Right. I get it. I get it. I guess that's the thing. Like, you mean getting away with kind of like bad systems? It's kind of the same thing here. Right, but a lot of it, having experienced it firsthand, is very unnecessary, and it's a bunch of bullshit. You know, because mom goes in there all the time to check up on him and make sure that the people that, you know, are essentially there trying to, you know, rehabilitate him are doing their jobs. And you know, it's just, it's a mess. The whole thing's a mess. And it's so unnecessary. There's a lot of like really small lines and details around this. Okay, let me move over here. Let's see, I was working there. Y'all can still see everything I was doing. I'm gonna work here. Make sure. The problem is, I kind of work at an angle sometimes, and then it throws my lines off some, and I have to be careful about that. Like it's kind of going over this way some, I think. Okay, let's, whoops, oh, that brush doesn't have anything on it. Whoops. Put some marks in there. Such. Bring this up. Clara, what's up? What are you up to? Huh? Have you been playing Heroes of the Storm recently? I haven't seen you on. You're driving. Gotcha, okay. Well, you take it easy. People driving and typing. She's probably just at a light or something and just has it on. She's doing a quick text here and there when she can, which is what I do. I never, ever, ever, ever text while I'm driving, ever. Now, I can easily talk on the phone, easily. It doesn't take up any energy at all. Texting, I cannot possibly do. That is impossible for me. I can't do that while I'm on the... I literally throw it down. I can't do anything with it. Okay, let's fix that. See how this is all messed up here? Fix this. Start working on the edges, which normally makes this type of work look much better. Just take it from Uncle Eddie. I saw a Dr. Phil episode about it. Yeah, right? It's dangerous as shit. So you see, we're slowly straightening this line up. Let me go ahead. This is what I wanted to do yesterday, but I didn't do it yet. I need to go and I'm going to paint the black line in just so I'm going to have it. It's only ivory black and Indian red, just a little bit. Using a flat synthetic. Number 6. It's not a 4. That's interesting. Every brush I've ever used, no matter how big it is always a number 4 somehow. This is a 6. A little bit tacky, but it should be okay because I'm going to be painting over this anyway. I'm going to mess this up. Actually, no, I'm not. I'll bump that out. Straight down. Totally off because I might need to stand in front of the camera to do this. It's going like over that way, so obvious, but from here it looks straight. Which that makes sense, because when I do this, it just kind of does that, like perspective-wise. I know it and I still do it. Those black lines in the rain pipes. Yes. Thank you. Clara. We can fix this though. It's honestly not too hard to fix. That's right. and then I'll cut it in from the side here and put it in here. On top, it'll straighten it out some. It's okay. It's all good. We got it. And then we have obviously this one right here, which I'm not gonna put that one in yet. I'm gonna lay down some. Let's fix this one first, and then I'll more accurately be able to judge where this one goes. I think that's the smart move. Full of smart moves. And I know this juts out. I'll get that in a second. It's all good. Might be able to push the paint out into it. All right, Clara. You do your things. Thanks for, thanks for being here. I was actually going to the grocery store also the other day. Like, it was not last stream, but the stream before of Laura's stream. I was running all sorts of errands. Okay, and bring this part in. I know it gets darker up top. That way some. I'm going to fix this as well. This is here, and then this comes over. Just like that. Yeah, did y'all like the video? It was, Sarah was in it. She's one of the models that I have. She's really funny. You should hear the classes we have. Oh my gosh, 400 bucks. That is a lot of shrimp. Yeah, anyway, she's hilarious. That's how it is. Like, she was shockingly good. I wasn't too shocked, though. I mean, she's hilarious. Freaking hilarious. This tiny little thing, she's just feisty as shit. The Weird Eyes portrait, yes, it is. That is her. Daggin, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Doing all right, man? Thank you, Tagging. Just trying to get this done. I want to get this done and get to something I actually want to do. Currently, this is where inspiration comes to die. You're at Publix? Ooh. Yes, yes. There's a lot of those paintings to come, Tegan. A lot. That's why. That's part of the reason why I'm taking this career path, right? Streaming, YouTube. So one day, I won't be streaming this. I am not just saying this, extremely happy that I have this commission right now. I am very happy. It's a commission. I am so happy. I was very, very, very happy when I got it. That's how bad it was. Oh. It happens, you know, it happens. I really needed a commission. Remember, I was like, I don't have a commission, I'm in trouble. Never want to be in that position again, ever. I'm very grateful for this. When I don't have commissions for a while, that's a real problem, you know. I go into ultra saving mode. It's very hard, and that's what it was like. It was not good. It was very difficult. It was very difficult, man. Very difficult. I told the owner of the building, who's he and his wife, they're very supportive of me. They're like the nicest people ever. And I said, it's probably a matter of time before I have to leave. Like, I had said this. And so they worked with me and tried to get me work, which didn't happen, but yeah. It's very rough. It is very, very rough. It was not good at all. It was very difficult. I didn't have work. You know. That's why I never want to be in that position again, ever. I've gone a couple months without a commission. I've never gone as long as I had without one, though. And like it was, dude, it was horrible. Well, it's hard because it's like, it's not like I don't do anything. I come in here, I work, I do my thing. But sometimes, this is exactly why I don't want to be beholden to commissions, right? Yeah, it's good to have a second art, but it's better if you know how to make this business work, because there's things you can do. And I think now the Florence Academy and other places are teaching how to sell your work, and that's why that's so important. I wasn't taught that. I wasn't taught, like, there was 0 business courses that I took. They didn't teach it. They would always say, well, you have to get a second job. But that's bullshit, because like, what other place do you go to school to learn a craft where they tell you, this is the craft, it's a job, but you're going to have to get a second job to support yourself? They don't do that in law school, right? They don't do that in, becoming a doctor, or they don't do that in hardly any other profession, right? I don't think. And there's ways, like, especially nowadays with like social media, and some of us have the business mindset and some of us don't. And I don't. I'm learning it, but that's just one of the weaknesses that I have with this stuff. And it's getting better. But yeah, it's very, 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 very rough. It can be. It can be very discouraging, and that's why you just have to get creative and stick with it. And so one of my goals is to, at this point, because I'm still beholden on commissions, and I actually have some prospects as well. Like, some people are now coming up to me saying they want stuff done, which is good in addition to what I have. But I never want to be in the position again where I'm like, I don't have anything and there's no commission, there's no hope in sight with it, which is where I was at. Never get there. And that was my fault, because I think I got a little bit too comfortable and I wasn't as proactive as I could have been in getting the commissions. And, also, like, when, and art's a luxury item, and so if the economy is not good, it can be affected, but you can't use that as an excuse and say, well, that's why. Well, fine, that's why, but I mean, you still need to be creative. There's ways around that, and I wasn't creative. I screwed that up. That's my fault. I can point fingers and say, oh, well, it was this, it was that, all day long. But fortunately, I did get out of it, and now I'm working to catch up to pay off some debt, is what I'm doing. That's what's happening. Right. And using it as a learning experience. I put this on Twitch, and then I'll draw the videos from Twitch, whichever ones I want to use on YouTube, and clip them and do some work and try to get the channel going. It's a lot of work. I enjoy doing it. So you do what you can with it. I'm not gonna lie, it was very discouraging. It can be very discouraging. It can be extremely discouraging. You question your career. You say, I really made a mistake. Very stereotypical, I think, if I'm being honest. It's not all, it's not all great. But then again, there is the other side that is great, which is I love painting, I love working, and even this, I can bitch and complain all day saying, I don't like painting houses, right? Hey, but this is better than the next thing I could be doing, right? This is what I think I was born to do, is this type of work. I'm going to soften this edge just a little bit. Right? Like, this is the stuff that makes sense. This is how my mind works. I'm able to do it, and very grateful for that. But I think that there is definitely a way to make this type of work. And obviously, I have not made a video on it because I have not done that. Why would I make a video on it? I'm not the authority with that yet, but I will. I'm constantly keeping my eyes open for this, and it's kind of funny because I think I don't have everything figured out. I think it's obvious, those of you like Queldar, Taggy, and Clara, you guys know, I don't have everything figured out. And oftentimes, I think just because we have a camera on our face, it's like, that guy, how can you make money working with galleries? I'll tell you that in a second, because that I actually kind of do know some, but But like, I don't have things figured out. You always look to, they have a camera on their face, they must know what they're talking about, and maybe we don't have that mentality. I kind of do to a degree. It's kind of a knee-jerk reaction you have until you reason it out and say they don't always have it figured out. But, the good thing about that here is that I will, when I, like, you get to see the mistakes that I make, and that will go into the business side of things. And so then you can say, hey, Lewis did this. It was stupid as shit. I'm not going to do that, right? So it's kind of like I can help you out like that right now. I'll figure it out though, right? Because just how it is. Tagging like business galleries. There's online galleries, but there's also that's not that dark, but I'll lighten it up. There's oftentimes. So I got into a gallery. The problem with galleries is that a lot of them want a non-compete clause within certain states. So for example, like they'll say, yes, we're going to take 40% or 50% of whatever the commission is and have you frame it. And you also cannot sell within this state or the surrounding states without us taking a cut of whatever it is you sell, no matter if we got the work for you or not. And that's what I was confronted with, especially, and I'm not going to mention the gallery's name because stuff like this, like there's good galleries in Charleston, there's good galleries, there's a couple in Winston. Actually, I am in one in Winston, and it has gotten me work. I haven't sold directly from them. But one thing that I could, and I started doing, was the landscape work, because I wanted to get some landscapes into there because I knew that they sold those. And so I was going to start doing some of the landscape work, but fortunately I got the commissions. I got commissioned to do stuff before that kind of took fruition, right? And so, but they'll make you pay 50%, make you frame it, and then like this particular place demanded that the frames be like pure gold leaf, and you're talking about it's an $800 frame for something a 24 by 18 or something, which is bullshit. I mean, sure, for the upper end people, that's fine if they want that. That's totally fine. But then that should be factored into the price of the work, which oftentimes it is if they can get the prices. But they don't sign anything saying, yeah, we'll make you 40, 50, 60 grand a year to live off of. So essentially, in most cases, you're signing like, unless you're somebody who's very well known, who they really respect, you're just a fodder artist where it's like, they cater to one or two artists within the gallery, but yours is just like a surrounding piece, and then they make you sign this contract where you can't sell anywhere. Yeah. Now, not all of them are like that, right? You have to find the right ones, and sometimes it's worth it. The problem that I had was that being somebody who went off commissions, I didn't have a lot of my work to put in galleries, right? Unless I was to go through and put some of my older pieces in, which I did not want to do. I didn't want to do that. So, because, like stuff from my schooling and such, I'm not going to do that. So in other words, I needed to build up a portfolio. Well, when you have run out of money, you don't have that time to do that. So that was a predicament. And then also there's getting into the gallery, there's them selling the piece. There's no guarantee that they're going to sell the piece. Oftentimes it costs money to get in there because you have to frame the work yourself. So you're spending, so it takes a lot of time to make a painting. It takes money to make a painting. And I'm not just talking about the supplies and such, the painting supplies. There's a lot of complications. It can be done, and you can get in some good galleries. I was actually, there was before, 2008, we had a bit of a crash here in America, and I was in Altitude Fine Art over in New Mexico, and I had 5 paintings in there, and that's when the crash happened. So we ended up, fortunately, they sent them back. Can you imagine if they kept them? All right, you look, Hammy. Arcadia Gallery, I have, but I haven't looked into that one in a while. But yeah, gallery, I mean, look, it's a viable place to go through. I just haven't had good experience with it. Going through galleries. They kind of piss me off. Because I think they take too much. I think artists, I think we get so desperate that we undersell ourselves and forget that we're providing a service that's very specialized, that's to be respected. And I know that's bent. I'll fix that. You know, and it's taken advantage of in the form of, you know, galleries not giving us the prices that we deserve or treating us how we deserve, you know. Me personally, I don't like taking that shit. And so I didn't go into the gallery that they were asking. One of them, it was down in South Carolina. I was in I was down in South Carolina, and they said you can't sell in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, all these places. And I said, well, I'm getting commissions right now from people. You're telling me, and I literally said this, that I would have to give you 50% of my work earnings? They said, yes. I said, okay, fine. They didn't hear back from me. Now, I don't know, man. It pissed me off. You have that type of stuff. And that was in Charleston. Now, Scott and Sue Burdick, they're in galleries down there. And they make it work. And, you know, so you can make it work. I think it's good to be in galleries. So what you're trading off, 50% is a lot, 40% is a lot. You know, I can see 20%, 25, 30% tops, 40% is too much. But what you're paying for in a gallery, what is the exposure, right? What they're supposed to do is get you in touch with the high-end clients, right? The high-end clients, the ones that can afford that type of work, so you can do that type of work. That's what they're supposed to be doing for us, right? And I hate to say, but a lot of them just slack off in that area, especially if they're comfortable, you know? It's just how it is, you know? Because I have probably about 10 minutes, then I have a student coming over. But I will be streaming. I'll be able to stream more tomorrow. So today is my day where I teach, mainly teach, get a lot of teaching done. Kathy, hello. Well, hey, you can come in here and sit for 10 minutes if you want. You're welcome to come in here. It's Kathy. I'm going to teach her. She wants to get better at painting, and you are doing an excellent job, Kathy. It's only had one lesson, really. It was our art class. It was hard. You can come in. I have everything open. I'll get the door for you. We can turn some lights on back there. It's like Gollum's cave. Yeah, I'm going to break the lines up later. I'm getting the big basic shapes, just to answer your question. You know, it's like kind of like right here. It kind of juts out some. Watch this. Watch how good I am. Ready? Wow, 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 wow. I could break that line up right now. I think I might. Crap, I don't know if I can. I can do it, but I'm still trying to fix this line. So, like, I don't want to necessarily, here's the thing, I don't want to necessarily draw this in yet, because this might need to shift some. That's why I'm not doing it right now. But you can easily pull the paint away. Don't paint on top and just let it sit on top of the paint. Try to pull the dark paint away first. That's what I would do. You know. Yeah, Kathy's about to walk in a second. And she's good. She's good. This is hard stuff, you know, and I tell her, you know, it's patience. You know, when I teach a lot, I'm like a cheerleader. You can do it. You can do it. It's lots of pep talks, but it's also getting the mentality of it, right? You can teach all day long. What the hell did I do? I just darkened this. Damn it. You can teach all day long the technique. People need to know why. right? They need to know why they're working with this way. Because after a while, when it becomes hard, you need to know why. It's like, damn, this is hard. Because most people, I think, will quit. Most people do quit. Because it's hard, and sometimes they just don't have the guidance, right? And that's the thing. Sometimes it's like the teacher. Some teachers mesh well with certain minds and others don't. It's just how it is. I'm trying to look at the whole thing. 1, 2, 3. You know, I have to say too, in a work, it's good to have a little bit of error to it. It kind of keeps it interesting instead of it being so perfect. But you don't want it just like the error to be to the level of that person's just stupid and doesn't know how to draw, because then it's not going to look good. Oh, hey, you can come in. Come on. Come on, come sit. Let's do this. Here we go. And you can, yeah, just come and hang out and we'll get everything started. Yeah, sure. There we go. Kathy's in here. We got about, say, 5 minutes and we'll call it. That's Kathy right there. There we go.
Can anybody see me?
Can they see you? Well, you don't need to be seen. You can stand there if you don't want to be seen. Just want to, yeah, you can sit there. That's totally fine. Kathy, so it's just essentially everything's the drawing, right? Step back and I see the whole shape. Try to see everything all at once, big shapes. And once you get those correct, then we can start going through and breaking it down, you know, and such. As it is, honestly, what I see is that this actually needs to come over some that way, and this needs to come over, which is quite a bit of a change. But take this off. Actually, this is kind of throwing me off there. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, it just needs to go over a little bit. So again, like, that's why I didn't go through and do this little piece yet, because because I'm drawing like this, so the camera, I'm not blocking it, and when it does, it's throwing me off. So if I look here, this point is actually here, right? So I just need to, again, I'm going to move actually this whole thing over just a little bit. 1 second. And if I go too much, then I can easily fix this. That was probably way too much. It's all drawing. That's it.
But you'll go back and break up those black lines.
Oh yeah, like bring that little piece out and stuff.
Or this first black line.
Oh, this first? What do you mean break it up?
Just so it's not just such one big black line.
Yeah, I'll work it. I'll make it work. You know. Yeah. Normally what you're talking about, that kind of refining, the more I try to correct, the more it'll just naturally refine itself. Once it's able to be stuck in the same place, right? So at first you do big basic shapes and such. And then you go through and correct those shapes. And normally when you correct them and you slowly refinely correct them, you're refining the actual line. It's a natural progression. It's the idea. It's difficult. It's hard. I hate that my parents accept. Wait, what is this? Accept what? That I would have a stable wage. They're giving me a lot of frustration. Are you talking about art? They don't want you to be doing art, tagging, because of that? My dear, innocent, sweet tag-in. Have any of what?
I don't have any of those messages. Anyways, go ahead.
Oh, well, you probably just turn it on. Like, they probably haven't shown up yet. on your phone. Like if you leave it on, I guarantee you they're gonna appear. Okay, so y'all can see how I butchered that. Maybe thinking, oh no, he screwed it up, it's over. Shut up. Looking at the whole shape for this, and what I saw was this side was too similar to this side, and so I brought it in actually a significant amount. If I need to bring it out, I bring it out some. Press. Bring this over. Actually try and pull some of the paint, wipe it off on my palette, go back into the light. See, we're doing a lot of correcting, aren't we? There we go. That's what we do. Ditto here. Pulling the paint off. Let's go in with more of a press here. Drop the brush. Switch it. Try not to get that other side. All right. So we're slowly, that's looking better perspective-wise. Like now this is looking a little bit better. And I'll work this, son of a bitch. I'll work this other side a little bit more. But guys, they are taking, I'm going to end the stream, but what are you talking about? And by the way, if y'all haven't seen it, new video on site size today, very good. Let me know what I can do better in it. Let me know if you like it. It's on YouTube. I'll be streaming this week, tomorrow, and Friday as well. I'll be able to stream more. Today's a quick day because I have a lot of teaching I have to do, so I'm going to be ending this here. It was awesome and good. I'm glad you liked it. Glad you liked it. Look, we'll talk tomorrow. I got to go, guys. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure, as they say. All right? All right. You guys take care. I'll see you. I'll be on tomorrow. Get some good work done.